So I might be wrong about the new inversion reinforcement system that is available in the first Descendant right now. There are a couple of buffs that work for some of my Descendant builds, and one of them is for Bunny, which makes the Descendant better when in terms of speed farming. So my Bunny build is always focused on high voltage with high range and damage. Because of this, I sacrifice some modules for zooming, or the ability of the Descendant to use her speed of light and traverse distant objectives fast. Some of the builds you might see in other videos use narcissism modules, which I also tried to cut down the skill cost, but the problem I have with this module is I needed to optimize the duration and skill cooldown of the build, trimming so much power in the process. I love to see my ultimate Bunny doing 1 million damage per hit, and to do this, I need to sacrifice zooming and rely sometimes on the MP modifier I have in my external components, plus the MP. Collector and the blue orbs dropped by the enemies. In the Season 1 update, you can almost have unlimited running with Ultimate Bunny if you have the selective neurostimulation from the recovery tree, and then the neural focus augmentation from the hunt inversion reinforcement. This perk gives you a maximum MP with the cost of lowering your range, but in my Bunny build, you won't hardly see the difference since the high voltage skill module does grant additional range, and you will always be running around in circles hitting enemies with your skill. The range is not an issue most of the times with Ultimate Bunny. Then, this recovery perk will allow you to recover your MP every 60 seconds with different potency. Honestly, this is not that big, but it does help you sometimes, and with a selective recovery module in your build, you can have insane MP recovery outside of combat. If only the RQ pacemaker from the season tree doesn't have the minimum movement speed limitation, then this would be super broken with Bunny as it cuts down 20% of your skill cost, but it does lower your range again. Honestly, I don't mind having 20-meter range in my Ultimate Bunny, because if I can run fast, then I can just move to the location of enemies and hit them with my lightning emission. But this won't work with Bunny, and the best way to maintain the speed of light ability right now is having these two seasonal perks, then the MP stat and MP modifier in the external components, paired with the Enlightenment module that grants maximum MP to your Ultimate Bunny. However, the RQ pacemaker can be used by other Descendants, namely Glay and the new character Haley. Glay's movement will be reduced when her frenzied mode is active, and you cast her increased sensory for the unlimited ammo buff. The skill cost from the perk will help you decrease the health you consume per ability cast of Glay, and the best part is if you are building for a pure boss killer Glay, then you won't mind the negative range effect of the perk. The same goes with Haley, and this perk can cut down the MP consumption of her Cold Fury skill, allowing you to fully utilize the critical buff in your skill and weapons. These two Descendants has significant benefits from this perk, but this can also be used with other Descendants, as remember that the activation requirement is that you must have 300 or less movement speed. If you take a look at your advanced stat, you will see the different movement speed you have while holding a weapon, and if you check out Enduring Legacy, the gun lowers your movement speed to 270 while firing, and even to 180 while you are aiming the gun. You all know how popular Enduring Legacy is as a DPS monster in the game, and while you are using this gun, you can also take advantage of the RQ Pacemaker perk. By the way, Lepic will be super happy also with this skill cost reduction on his ultimate ability, as this will allow you to create more balls of pure destruction, perfect for slaying hard mode bosses easily. The only problem though is that you will need to farm a new reactor with Enduring Legacy mounting, as you need it to lower the movement speed of Lepic after switching to the weapon. Right now, I currently have Greg's Reversed Fate as my weapon mounting for this decent burning mechanics reactor, but I will try to find a new reactor for this season later. There are other interesting perks that I haven't unlocked yet, like the assimilation from the recovery perk. This would be super helpful in team plays, as it will provide constant healing while you are near an ally. The only thing I am concerned about is how far you should be with an ally, and if you already unlocked this perk, then please comment down below if this is a good one. Also, the passive perk from the hunt reinforcement that grants incoming damage modifier will be good, and the best part is that it's a passive skill. When you activate any perks, then it also activates for the rest of the duration. Finally, I would just like to also remind you that these inversion reinforcement buffs are only available for this season, which is kind of a deal breaker for a lot of players. It's sad that after a couple of months these buffs will be gone, and I know some of you are scared to optimize your builds knowing that you will change it again next season. My best advice is that if the perk will change anything in your build, then I strongly recommend avoiding it, but if you have the extra time and resources, then you might as well enjoy these buffs while they last. So that's all about it. I hope that this video has shed some light on how good these new inversion reinforcement buffs are. Before leaving, we humbly ask for your support by simply liking the video and subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in our next video. Squad Leader signing off.